and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with this Papal States campaign. Last time around, I said that I was going to go ahead and do quite a bit of work off camera, and so I have done. We've almost established the Austrians in all their original territories. It was kind of interesting because the French were really evacuating once they realized they were kind of surrounded. So they were moving, as soon as I set up for each attack on each area, they had evacuated most of the troops, so it's an easy auto-result. So there's an auto-result here, there's an auto-result there. And we were just moving through and pushing all the troops away. And as you can see, most of the troops are here around with Napoleon at this point. So most of their armies are situated right here. Now I'm hoping that we'll be able to follow them and crush them. I want to kind of leave Napoleon to the last, if that is possible, but I kind of doubt that it is. But we will at least try to achieve that. And first step is to go ahead and take out Olmutz. Now Olmutz has one of those huge brigades of cuirassiers. But I think that if I'm able to bring in all armies, which would probably bring me to around like 12, 13,000 men, maybe even more, close to 14,000. It actually brings, yeah, around 13,000 men against the 5,000. It's still just barely able to win. I'm pretty sure that I will win, though. We did win, but we took massive casualties. 5,000 men dead after this, out of our 13,000 men deployed. Meaning I have 8,000 men remaining. Highest kills. I'm more interested in the highest losses. This regiment, this line infantry regiment, has only 88 men remaining after the battle. That is a huge loss. But luckily for me, it looks like that is the most major one for a line infantry to lose 300 men. That's going to take some time to recover. However, what we do have is we do have the possibility here of going back. Actually not. We'll have to stay in this territory. But we can quickly slip into this one, which does have a supply depot. That was not great, but I was hoping for a more of an interesting battle than this one right here. We're gonna go ahead and hand this territory over to the Austrians. So one of the big problems that I'm having now is not actually the French, it's the coalition. Because they're not very happy with me. Because as much as I hand out, like, I only control really Italy. But the thing is, they still count all my vassal states as me expanding my territory. And if you include my vassal states, then I also own all of France. I own this area of Spain. I own this part here, Greek, and also the Constantinople area. I have the Romanians, and now we also have the Austrians as our vassals. So in fact, I have really a huge empire under the Pope. Can I actually see how many territories I hold? Somewhere here, maybe? Victory conditions. Here I might be able to see. 27! I hold 27 in total. Although complete control is only the ones in Italy. But then we hold so many more. We hold like, I don't know, is this like 7 or something? And then we hold an additional 20 with all my vassals. It's mainly Great Britain who's very unhappy with me. And also the Romanians, for some reason. They really don't like my territorial expansion. I think partly why they are more upset than the others is because I have not been able to set up trade with them. Which means that, unlike, say, the Greeks, they're probably just as unhappy. The difference is the trade agreement adds 27 points plus. And even with that, you know, Europe is getting a colder green for each territory we add. Everyone except the Portuguese. The Portuguese, they love me. They don't care. Because they love my trade and my military alliance. Right. We're gonna go ahead and end turn. And I mean, next territory would be up here, but we'll go right against Napoleon. So I guess we'll try the territories we annex next will hand over not to our vassals, but to coalition members. And I will hope to avoid the coalition in the final moments turning against me and trying to destroy me instead of Napoleon. But with that said, nothing of this can come true unless I go ahead and end turn, and that is what I'll do. I will be moving all my troops into this region, and then we'll replenish. It's early February, so hopefully by campaign season we will be ready to move again. And if we're lucky, then Napoleon has skedaddled somewhere, and I will be able to take out a territory without having to deal with Napoleon. This is a fort right here. There's kind of there's plenty of troops here, so this could definitely be one of the battles. Lots of these Polish light infantry, but we also have some troops. There are remnants of their German holdings. We even have Belgian dragoons. Must be hard to replenish this number of those. Looks like Blucher is on his way. I was thinking, you know, at one point I did have this idea of, you know, creating, basically controlling everything, but controlling everything through my vassals. So I would, you know, set up Europe with all the different small nations and whatnot, but they would all ultimately be controlled by me. Is an idea I've had in past, but what I had for this, because I obviously is a little bit worried about the coalition or bigger nations like Prussia. Russia seems to be fine, but there's a few. Great Britain might turn on me because they're -31. But I was thinking, like, I don't know, I have some pretty huge vassals. I have all of France, I have the Austrians, I have the Greeks, the Romanians, we have in Catalonia. You know, I at one point might be able to, I could turn the Swiss, although I doubt they'll be putting up much resistance against the British. But like, I have like tons of allies that are tied to me. Like, if anyone declares war on me, hopefully my allies would come to my aid, or all my vassals would come to my aid, and they would actually do something rather than just die. I mean, my biggest allies right now is probably France in terms of troops, but I kind of wonder what kind of troops they have, because I imagine they are just as limited as me, and that they might not be able to create that many armies. It looks like they've created quite a few though, but a lot of it could be militia and stuff, and it's a lot of the other nations. Really the only like proper nation is the Austrians, but they're the first coalition nation to fall, or they were like completely destroyed by the French, so probably not able to put up that much resistance. Oh, there's Napoleon, right. What I'm thinking is maybe we will attack this from 2 angles. So what I'll do is I'm thinking I'll be sending Pietro on his own to deal with Lemberg, moving through the mountain pass and go ahead and attacking that. And then the guard army, together with Gambrelli, will move through here, take Breslau, and we'll try to do it simultaneously, so take them out both at the same time. And after that, we move on Napoleon as he makes his last stand around Warsaw. And that's the plan. Now, if that comes true or not, that's up to me, if I'm able to achieve that. Anyways, we're gonna be ending quite a few turns, so I'll catch you whenever we're ready. Almost immediately, the plan goes awry. The French go ahead and push out, and they take 2 coastal regions from the Prussians immediately upon the next turn. And in the same time, the Russians push out the French out of Lemberg. So there's a mighty Russian force. There's tons of troops here. We can't see all of them because I think some of them might be heading up through here. Or, you know, because it's the AI, they probably sent some back here for whatever reason. But there's 1 army there, there's 1 army there, and there's 1 there. And combining the small armies, there's almost 4 full stacks. So the plan has changed. What I'm thinking is we want to cover as much ground as possible. I definitely don't want the Russians to take control of Warsaw, so I'm gonna have Pietro march his way, and hopefully he can get to Warsaw before the Russians. The guard army will set up on the bridge to start off with, then they'll go ahead and siege this area. Given the fact that I have defeated much stronger armies, or quite powerful armies, with all of these batteries and the militia army, and the militia army is now getting quite a bit of experience, as we can see here. That's quite nice. With even First Giovanni getting 3 and A1 battery. Which one was that? Let's see. This one is almost a full amount of stars. So he's gonna set up at the bridge, maybe lure them out to fight the bridge battle, and then take this. And then we've got Gambrelli, which is gonna make the first strike, which is gonna be retaking Pomerania. And because I'm so nice, I'm gonna immediately hand this back over to the Prussians. Obviously they won't accept it without a little bit of sugar. Boom. Wait, did that forced the French out? Oh! The push through Prussian territory has gotten Prussia to sign a peace deal with the French. That will stop France's advance against the Prussians. However, that means that suddenly the ways of attack that the Prussians currently have is down through here. That's the only out they've got, unless they start to build. They can't build ships here. So the only area which they can attack is down here now. That could cause a problem, as all these armies would be turning down here. I'll let it go for 1 turn, then I'm gonna pay the Prussians to resume war. Bloody cowards. Right, let's go ahead and end turn. Oh yeah, the Prussians managed to finally take out the Bavarians, so they're gone. Should give them... I mean, they have so much territory, they should be able to bring themselves to take out little France, now when France is down to 4 territories. Anyways, let's go ahead and end turn and see if we can't come to today's battle. Okay, so what we have is Napoleon with 4,000 men, plus a 3,000 men strong reinforcement army, attacking Pietra out in the field. This was not what I had in mind. Also, French forces moved down and they forced away the Russian force that had made an incursion into Poland, which means that currently Warsaw is undefended. However, I feel that I can probably retreat and will only then facing Napoleon's army, which will be a lot easier for me. I guess Napoleon was out of movement points, so instead we have Philibert Roulet and Charles the Secondant. That's interesting. They go ahead and attack, which should lead it to me being able to reclaim this territory, hand it over to the Prussian, and keep this as a safe zone. So we keep squeezing France. We keep squeezing them and squeezing them. With that said, though, we'll hopefully have a repeat of the last battle from the last video and the last battle in that video. That's whatever. Let's go ahead and see if we can't stop the French from crossing this river. I am just ready, set up with my position, as it looks like the enemy cavalry is about to try and cross the river. Let's go ahead and start by shelling them with round shot as they set up to try and cross this river point. So we actually got the old guard leading the charge together with Saxon cavalry and tons, even the general, Mr. Roulet, or whatever it was called, is underway. This is probably going to be quite heavy. I'm going to already go ahead and inspire the A1 battery, and we're hoping that they put down quite a lot of fire. The enemy general rides straight in to my first unit. He's brave, I'll give him that. Fortunately for him, I'm bloody well turning the guns on him, since he's the first one to cross here. I think it might be time to switch to canister at this point. The Saxon cavalry is now crossing. The general is falling. Unfortunately, it looks like the A1 battery is going to get attacked by cavalry and forced off the guns. That is not very good, because right now we're looking at a lot of enemy troops crossing. Get back on those guns as soon as possible. Get that bloody canister going straight at them. We've yet to break the Cuirassier regiment. The A1 battery is having difficulty. I'm trying to get them back on the guns because I need them back on the guns. We're trying to fire as much as possible. This unit has marched way too far forward. I think it's safe now to get back on the guns, even though we got infantry really close. I didn't realize there were that many. We're gonna have to send in extra troops at key points. I'm gonna need canister all over the place. Keep blasting them. That's old guard units. They're in the mix of all of this. Starting to fire back over here, French Grenadiers. We also have tons of Polish troops in the mix here. Damn it! A1 battery, can you please just hold the bloody gun? It's Polish lancers coming through. They're about to overrun the second battery. Means that I only have the battery on this side continuing to fire. And yet again these guys decide to advance. You can go back on the guns, I think. It might be safe. It's definitely not safe here. So instead I'll tell this square to open fire. Over here it's not looking too good. Lots of Polish light infantry coming through. Back on the guns. I want canister going straight forward into that. You continuously firing over there. The general's right here. He's going to go ahead and inspire the troops. Looks like this regiment right here might need some inspiring. There's plenty more enemies coming. God damn it, A1 battery. Can you please stick on the guns? I know you like sword fighting. Okay, this side is breaking. Where do I have reserves? We're gonna have to push some reserves over to this side. Can we turn the guns to fire canister towards this and try and break it there? I need extra troops to break the enemy over on this side. I'm gonna move the general a little bit closer, hoping to support this unit right here. Who's running now? This unit's running. That's not good. Come on, A1 battery, I trust you. I think I'm gonna prematurely move them away. Order you into line, and then we're gonna get the reserve over here. Got tons of troops retreating. This side is still holding on. As much as I need extra troops to hold the square there, I'm gonna push these towards the center to support them. Cavalry is moving through, trying to get to the general. Saxon Chevalier trying to make it through here. Why are you so unhappy? Rally. Fire, fire, damn you. I need to break the units that have already kind of made it through. And the mix of cavalry coming at us is definitely not great. I'm surprised this square is holding. But now you left your guns. The last thing that I needed. We need to hold on here. The Saxon Chevaliers need to be broken. Can you get back on your cannons? I need to set up a safe square back here to support these units that are not happy with their situation. Can I get you around here? Okay, we've got rallying troops. The unit that I've got all the way over there needs to be pushed back. You need to be pushed back. The enemy heavy cavalry is now pushing straight through, going after the general. Are you back on the guns? You should be firing canister. I was unable to get a square going over there, but we are getting units coming in trying to reinforce. Alright. I cannot afford to move you, so you're gonna have to hold where you are. We are breaking a lot of the troops that are coming through. Right, hurry. What's that? Saxon musketeers?
Our men are running.
Oof, that's not good. Luckily for me though, that kind of broke them as well. The A1 battery has 20 men left. They've lost 2/3 of their numbers. Into line. I want you now to fire canister towards the troops that are coming across. Get back on the guns. Let's organize these two plus you to go after this unit, so the units that come through there. A1 battery, fire canister straight forward. We do have... Right, we do have another battery that can get back on their guns. I just need to make sure. Okay, we've got rallied a bunch of troops there. And I don't think anyone's going to be able to get through the sort of the main line anymore. Because I've got just too much canister focusing that way. Or so I thought. The Polish troops like to run straight into canister. The brave bastards. Maybe they heard that I was gonna... The thing was, I kind of want to free Poland, right? Yeah, I say that to get them to join me instead. But I wanted to do it last because I didn't want to upset the coalition as much by adding too many areas for my my own empire. That's Polish guns. Polish horse artillery that's somehow managed to get through. I sent a unit. The only reason I sent the unit all the way over to the bridge was to make sure that they didn't, that the enemy weren't going to cross there. What does the enemy do? They manage to slip a cannon around, or if they manage to slip it around here. Let's go ahead and organize the troops a little bit. I think we're safe. I think we're safe. We managed to hold on even with that massive assault that came down upon us. The thing is, though, if we will be able... This is why this army... I should detach some cavalry to join this army. Because even though we won this heroic victory... all these troops are going to retreat straight into that fort. And I'm going to have to fight a lot of them again. Directly after this battle, we're going to have to go on to siege that fort. And take it. Because I cannot have this army fight another battle. We barely bloody well held on here. And holy shit. It was really the heavy cavalry. The heavy cavalry pushing through really did a number on us. And then I probably should have already had troops as reserves for the front lines already to begin with. Not entirely sure how the units over here lost so many, but I think it's those stupid charges. When the enemy charges, but they never really get to the unit, but people still die, if you've seen that. I don't think they reach anymore. Fire round shot. Well, I mean, at this point, it's safe to say that I won the battle. And let's not drag this out by watching me cross the river to go after their stupid artillery position. So there, I will declare this a victory. And there we have the result. We lost half the army. The enemy lost about, what, 75% of theirs? In terms of numbers, we deployed equal about sized forces, with me deploying 400 men more, but then again I deploy militia compared to their proper troops. In terms of who killed most, it goes to the artillery, no surprise there, where the number 1 battery managed to kill 500, almost 600 men. He must be the one that were not forced to leave their guns until the very end, followed by, well, militia units, and even the general managed to score 35 kills. Wonderful. Let's hope that there will be no more attacks on this army, because they can definitely not stand it. Still, 1,200 men managed to survive after the battle of the enemy army. That's quite a lot, and they're gonna be reinforced as they set up in the castle. And I was hoping I'd be able to follow this up with a victory, taking back Silesia for the Prussians. A close call there at the bridge, and now he's stuck in a really bad position because we've got Napoleon himself has decided to take on the Papal State menace. I have enough movement points to actually leave and head out here. I'm not sure we have enough power to actually take this on. Because, I mean, the cavalry, I'm sure we could go straight into the cannons. But then we got a lot of infantry. It would take a lot. At the same time, I kind of don't want to abandon this on the eve of victory, because it would end up with nothing, right? We do have Pietro, but he's not close enough to aid. He could create a distraction, maybe. Or he could send units to aid. It's literally only cavalry that could make it, and that's not going to be useful in a siege. We can go and maybe drag Napoleon's attention by smiting one of his generals over here. Lost a little bit more men than I would have hoped. We moved towards Kutuzov to seek strength in numbers next to the Russians. We do have a French force right here, but this one's been attacked quite a few times by the Russians, so I'm hoping it's quite weak. I will go ahead and infiltrate to see just what it is. Okay, they were a little bit stronger than I thought. And now Pietro find himself sandwiched there. You know what? We'll go for it. We'll go for it. So there's 3,000 men in the fort, so there's more men inside than we have attacking. The advantage I have is that the fort is kind of limiting for the enemy force. But still, it's going to be a tough battle. But I think we're going to have to hold. We're going to have to sit on that one. We're not going to be able to get that one going. I want Gabrielli to move up here and move into an ambush position in the woods. And we're going to ask the Prussians to once again join the war. Now, actually, the thing is, this kind of hinges on not getting the Prussians in, because I'll hand this over to Prussia, then Napoleon can move in after and destroy the army, so that kind of saves us from that. So that's key to that. I would have Napoleon move away from this area. This would leave, after that, if I'm successful here, that would leave Napoleon with just 2 areas of control. Poland and Western Prussia. What is his status right now? Wealth moderate, power mighty. Currently Napoleon is at war with the French, the Royal French, the Russians, Papal State, in Greece. I should be able to bring in more allies to join in this war. Why, like, I'm pretty sure I got the Romanians to join in. And, I mean, a lot of these can't actually do much. They're still trading with the Austrians. I could get the Austrians to join in, if only to stop their trade. Their trade is going to be cut off anyways. I don't know. It's kind of... the Austrians are so weak. I can't rely on them for anything. They have been building armies. And Napoleon is losing troops. But even that, I'm sure Napoleon would be able to push through. Because the stupid Austrians wouldn't be able to put up much resistance. Anyways, I think that bridge battle is what's going to be it for today. And then we pick up, in the next video, we'll pick up at the siege. We'll do as I have already planned and hand it over to Prussia, saving this army from destruction. It will then move up into the Berlin area, where we have better replenishment because they've got a depot there. So hopefully we can get our troops back in order rather quickly. Napoleon is going to have to turn somewhere else, possibly towards Pietro, and if Kutuzov actually stays in position, that could be good. France moves before Russia, so he would be attacking Pietro before, and that will drag in Kutuzov. Hopefully, maybe they drag a few troops away from here, and then Gambrelli can move in and attack. Him moving into ambush position, ambush. What? Ambush? What am I saying? Ambush position. There we go. The reason that I wanted him to move there is if Prussia declares war, or I get Prussia to declare war, or Napoleon declares war on him, then it's a already established target that the French have been going towards Stettin and then towards Berlin, and I could ambush them on the way. I said it fine. I guess it's late in the day, and we're going for ambushes. An ambussy? An ambussy. How very Gen Z of me, or is it Gen Alpha? Who knows? Right. Enough talking. I'm dragging out this episode unnecessarily long for an unnecessary amount of time. Let's go ahead and just end it then. Everyone's on everyone knows what's up, and I'm too tired to think, so we're gonna end it here. And I'm gonna say, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.